Longevity is not about living forever. It's about preserving the capacity to live well for as long as possible, to move with strength, think with clarity, and remain engaged with the people and work that give life meaning. Aging is not a single disease, it is a slow accumulation of damage across systems, a quiet erosion that begins decades before symptoms appear. If we wait for illness to announce itself, we have already lost ground. The first tactic is to train the body for strength and resilience, not aesthetics. Muscle is not decorative tissue, it is a metabolic organ, a reservoir of glucose disposal, a shield against frailty. Strength training sends a powerful signal to the body: stay capable. As we age, we lose muscle unless we actively fight for it, and that loss predicts disability, insulin resistance, and mortality more reliably than cholesterol levels ever could. The goal is not maximal lifts, but functional strength, grip strength that allows independence, leg power that prevents falls, a spine that tolerates load. When you lift, you are negotiating with the future version of yourself, deciding whether they will rise from a chair unassisted or depend on someone else's arm. The second tactic is aerobic capacity, measured not by how fast you can run a mile, but by how efficiently your cells can use oxygen. VO2 max is one of the strongest predictors of lifespan we know, and yet it is rarely discussed in clinics. Oxygen is life's currency. Every mitochondrion depends on it. Training the heart and lungs expands the margin between effort and exhaustion. Zone 2 training, sustained conversational intensity, builds the mitochondrial machinery that keeps metabolism flexible and inflammation low. Occasionally pushing into higher intensity reminds the cardiovascular system of its full range, preserving elasticity and power. This is not about punishment, it's about preparing for life's demands, whether that's climbing stairs at 80 or carrying groceries without breathlessness. A heart trained only for rest is unprepared for stress, and stress is inevitable. Nutrition is the third tactic, and it is less about dogma than precision. Calories matter, but context matters more. Protein is non-negotiable for preserving muscle, especially with age, when anabolic resistance dulls the body's response. Undereating protein while hoping exercise alone will save muscle is a losing strategy. Meanwhile, excess refined carbohydrates and ultra-processed foods quietly drive insulin resistance, inflammation, and metabolic dysfunction long before diabetes appears. The goal is metabolic health, the ability to handle nutrients without chronic spikes in glucose or insulin. This often means prioritizing whole foods, sufficient protein, healthy fats, and carbohydrates that earn their place through fiber and micronutrients. Eating becomes an act of respect for biology, not a battle of willpower. When nutrition aligns with physiology, energy stabilizes, cravings soften, and the body stops operating in emergency mode. The fourth tactic is sleep, the most underestimated performance-enhancing intervention available. Sleep is not passive downtime. It is an active process of repair, memory consolidation, immune regulation, and metabolic recalibration. Chronic sleep deprivation accelerates aging at the cellular level, impairing glucose control, increasing inflammation, and eroding cognitive resilience. You cannot out-train or out-supplement poor sleep. During deep sleep, growth hormone pulses to repair tissue. During REM, emotional memories are processed, preventing the buildup of psychological stress. A dark, cool, quiet environment is not a luxury, it is a biological requirement. Consistent sleep and wake times anchor circadian rhythms that govern hormones from cortisol to melatonin. When sleep is protected, the nervous system downshifts and the body is given permission to heal. The fifth tactic is emotional and cognitive health, because longevity without presence is an empty victory. Chronic stress is not just a feeling, it is a physiological state that reshapes the brain, stiffens blood vessels, and suppresses immunity. Relationships, purpose, and the ability to regulate emotion are powerful determinants of health span. The brain is plastic well into old age, responding to challenge and novelty. Learning new skills, maintaining social bonds, and cultivating meaning create resilience against cognitive decline. Mindfulness, therapy, and reflection are not indulgences, they are tools to prevent the nervous system from living permanently in fight or flight. When stress hormones remain elevated, they sabotage every other longevity tactic. Calm is not weakness, it is metabolic efficiency. These 5 tactics do not operate in isolation. Strength training improves insulin sensitivity, which improves sleep quality. Better sleep enhances emotional regulation, which reduces stress-driven eating. Aerobic fitness increases mitochondrial health, which supports cognitive function. This is systems thinking applied to the human body. Longevity is not a checklist, but a practice, a series of daily negotiations with biology. The future is shaped quietly, in repetitions, in meals chosen without drama, in nights where sleep is defended like a scarce resource. We do not control the length of our lives with certainty, but we can profoundly influence their quality. The work is unglamorous, often invisible, and deeply human, and over time it adds up to strength that remains, to clarity that endures, and to a life that stays fully inhabitable until the very end.